Hello and welcome to the Ball Games Podcast, episode 14. Let's get into it. All right, Bruno.
How's it going, my friend?
Not bad, mate. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Just locked at home as usual.
Yeah. Hopefully it's ending soon.
Well,
They
apparently.
promised, but
Did you see the
seeing
news?
is believing. What
Apparently,
news? There's loads of news all the time, bro.
no. The news about Corona. Sorry, there's actually.
What, Jesus Corona of
Yeah, of Porto. There's actually in the news today that the cases in England went down 80%. So hopefully we'll be back in
do you know what it
pubs or
is?
something.
They stopped transmitting it through the 5G
Radiation.
and radio towers they've put up. They've turned off the transmitter.
Now it's in the vaccine,
Yeah.
the chip.
Well, technically it isn't the vaccine. That's what a vaccine is. They inject you with a little bit of it.
Yeah.
So that your body builds up the immune system.
And that's it.
That's why people were going so mental about the vaccine originally, wasn't it? They were like, they were injecting me with it. Well, yes,
they're giving me the virus. Yeah,
it's
that's
like a
what
flu jab. They give you the flu jab contains part of the flu.
That's exactly what it is. But
yeah.
People are a bit stupid. Let's put it this way.
Today, obviously, we are going to be reacting to Prince Harry and Meghan's interview with Oprah. Before we do, Bruno, we've already established that you're filthy foreign scum.
Yeah,
we've been through that.
Yeah.
So
pretty much.
The question is, what were your preconceived ideas or opinions of the British royal family before you sort of came to the UK? Or
not much, man. The only actual thing I do remember about the royal family was actually when Diana died.
Yeah.
And all the things. I was young when that happened, and the things that I remember is people blaming not only the social media but also blaming the Queen for not liking her. And I remember seeing people saying that it was the Queen that ordered her to be killed. Blah blah blah. I'm like,
well, there's a lot of mystery still behind it. A lot of questions.
That's actually one of the things he actually mentions on the interview about his mum.
Is he? Well, I mean, you know full well I couldn't give a flying fuck about the royal family.
Oh yeah.
I don't really care for them. I don't hate them. I don't like them. I'm sort of acquiesce, if that's the right word.
At the end of the day, what do they do? That you have a prime minister that decides everything with the rest of the House of Commons.
Yeah.
What does the Queen do?
See, this is my point though. I really don't understand why there's so many people that are fucking obsessed with them, like to a point where it encapsulates their entire life. How obsessed they were, but not just this country; it's worldwide.
Yeah, I know.
But why? They are the most famous sort of royal family across the world, really, aren't they? Everyone knows them.
Yeah, it's them and the Spanish.
Yeah,
that's it.
Wow.
Spanish.
Nobody's, bruv. I'll start a war with Spain. I don't care.
They're fucked anyways.
Your royal family's dog shit.
Yeah, it is. It is, especially
you
when
ain't got nothing, mate.
You remember the king, Juan Carlos? He's not the king anymore. It's his son. He had to be exiled.
Juan Carlos.
I don't remember. Felipe, I think. I don't remember.
Listen, King Felipe, you're a pussy, bruv.
Yeah, but his father ran away to Dubai because he's owing something like 8 million euros to the state. So
yeah, but those states dodgy anyway. They'll just randomly pull out some number and go, "Oh, you owe us this."
Yeah, it's Spanish. We need to put Alejandro on this to have his view.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, Jude. No, but going back to the UK royal family, I don't know. It's like you said, I don't give a flying fuck about them. The only thing I know is that we pay a contribution to them every single fucking month from our salaries, and that's it. I don't care.
Yeah, but this is I really don't understand why everyone's obsessed with them, and I think this sort of interview and what they spoke about is a fallout of that, because everyone is so constantly obsessed with them. What's going on? Oh, look, they're having another kid. Oh, what's it going to be? Guess its name, guess its gender, all this stuff.
And not only that, if you think about it, the British media are probably the worst media in the world.
Oh, mate, 100%.
They're fucking disgusting.
Hate them. But so this is basically, I'm sure everyone's probably seen parts of it, the whole thing, or they've seen news articles on it by now. We're sort of going to talk about our thoughts towards it and reaction, I suppose. But we have to say we're only hearing one side of the story, of course, so far. Okay. But I don't disbelieve anything that she's said. She's by in terms of what she's experienced and how she's perceived it. Um, I do believe she was made to feel a certain way
I'm not
by not
surprised.
just the monarch, but
I'm,
monarchy, sorry, but by the media as well
yeah,
and online trolls.
yeah. You saw what they did even before the wedding and everything, going after her family, trying to portray
Oh,
that she
she
has
was
mental
hounded.
fucking
She was
issues.
hounded.
And I'm not surprised that actually somebody mentioned that the how dark skin will be your baby. I'm
Yeah,
not surprised that somebody asked that.
a racist person within the royal family. In other news, water is wet. You
You
know what
know,
I mean?
it's, at the end of the day, what can you expect? They're royal family. They're from a country back in the day that used to conquer other. Well, I'm
Yeah,
also from a country like that, but
I think that the fact that she wasn't white British from a rich family
made the difference.
of high stock as they see it was an issue from day one for these people. Not just for them, but for the media. The media are the worst. She was literally pretty much day one attacked.
Oh yeah,
Non-stop. Her name's never out the fucking news. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah, and
And it
then
yeah.
you know what's the worst thing? Yeah, I saw today also, today or yesterday, a segment of an interview that her sister gave. And her sister is also a little piece of shit from what I can see, because they fell out, they don't talk, whatever. And she came on an interview to an English newspaper, I don't remember which one, saying that on the first date that she had with Harry, she tried to emulate the clothes that Diana wore and even the perfume that she used to wear, just to make sure that she would stick with him. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man?
It's a bit cringe, bit of a
It,
bold claim as well.
yeah, it's at the end of the day, look, it doesn't make sense, the things that they say. And I saw the Good Morning, whatever, Good Morning Britain show or whatever, with Piers Morgan. But when he walks out because the other guy calls him out and starts saying,
Yeah,
look, if you have a problem with
so
her.
what about yeah, he storms out. Now what did the guy say that was incorrect to him?
Nothing,
Exactly.
nothing.
He
He
said we
just
have to
said,
sit here and listen to you go on
yeah,
and this tirade of a hatred towards her. So you sit there and listen when other people have things to say.
he just insinuated that it was personal, that she
Yeah.
cut him off,
Well, we'll
and
get to
then
that. We'll get to that. This is the point though, but he's non-stop to talking about Earth almost every day, the bloke.
every single fucking show,
It's
man,
boring.
every single show.
And he's an odious little he's king of the toad people, basically. That's what I like to call him. But he
He
wouldn't
quit.
sit there and listen. He's quit. Well, I'm all the nation weeps.
Oh,
I think we'll be okay.
are you kidding? Millions of requests for him to go back already
Yeah,
online.
but that's because there's a lot of idiots that have unearthed in the last
Yeah,
few years.
true. But there's also another one that's funny. That's millions of requests for Jeremy Clarkson to replace him.
Yeah.
Would be interesting. No, but
Um.
I don't know, man. This situation is all very weird. They don't want to say who it was. They said there was not the Queen or Philip.
See,
So,
these are some of the points I wanted to bring up. I found it all a bit weird, to be honest. How the way the interview came across to me, it didn't come across like a conversation,
a
like just a
natural
normal
thing.
off the cuff conversation
That
that
it
it
was
might
already
be.
prepared for
It
that.
didn't come across like a candid interview. It came across very rehearsed, very
Yeah,
performed and refined, almost scripted. Now, she is a very good actress,
oh,
say that,
true.
but it just didn't come across like Oprah's her friend first and foremost,
They're neighbors.
and Oprah is a very good interviewer. She's interviewed some of the biggest names in all sorts of situations throughout history, and she's always very challenging, especially towards controversial figures.
Yeah,
She's interviewed white supremacists. She's held her call. I've got great respect for her as an interviewer. She didn't challenge her once.
no.
I felt I took issue with that because while she is your friend, yes, and you're listening to what she has to say, even though you ask her a question, it doesn't mean you disbelieve what she's saying, but you still challenge them.
Yeah.
Surely, you
Yeah,
would
yeah.
still ask, really, why,
Why
when?
or why? Who? When? Yeah,
Yeah, it didn't really
exactly.
come across like that when she
She
made the.
actually asked who to
Yeah,
Harry, but he
to
didn't say.
Harry. Well, that's the point. She challenged Harry a
Yeah,
lot when he was talking about, oh, it's difficult. And she's like, how's it difficult being white, rich, blah blah blah. Fair enough. It's a good question.
yeah, it is a good
You've
point.
got to make those questions. You've got to put difficult questions to the other person as well. Now, one point that the media likes to bring up a lot is this suggestion that she's brainwashed him, she's manipulating him constantly. What I will say about that is any person that's in a relationship or has been in a relationship, your partner's opinions and feelings and thoughts will always influence your own.
Yeah,
It's natural. There is a fine line between influence and manipulation. It's not always easy to see, but we don't see their private life. Okay, we see more of it than we should because their privacy is encroached upon ridiculously, like most famous people. Um, but we don't really know what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know what sort of relationship they have. What they
yeah,
put
that's true.
in front of a camera is only going to be a part of that. So we don't you to sit there and say and make these claims about people that you don't know is quite frankly ridiculous.
Yeah, we're not. That's the thing. We're talking about this. We're no professionals in any
No,
way to be
we're talking
talking
about
about
our
this.
opinions on it.
Yeah, our
We're talking
opinion.
about yeah,
We're not imposing our opinion on anyone, you know.
no.
But what are your thoughts about when she said that she had suicidal thoughts?
Well, I believe her because why? What sort of person would make that claim and lie
Especially when
about
it's a
it?
hard thing to talk about.
It's a very hard subject to talk about, but also to make that sort of claim on something that's literally going to be have billions of people watching or seeing, and if you lied about it, there's no one, surely no one alive is that atrocious.
No, no,
So
no,
I
no.
believe her. I believe she did. I believe she was made to feel that way. And there was a couple of things she said I've got here. Um,
She talked about Kate Middleton being a
yeah,
prick to
we'll
her.
get to that as well. She said something about she when she was having the struggling mentally with the whole situation.
She asked about if she should go
She
somewhere.
asked for help,
Yes,
and she was told that it wouldn't look good for
it would be damaging for the
the
family.
institute or whatever they
Yeah,
call it. It would be damaging. Now, Diana did an interview with Martin Bashir in like late 90s, I believe, or something like
something.
that.
Yeah, something like that. I
She
remember that.
said pretty much the same thing. The key point that Meghan said is she got no support from the royal family. Diana said the exact same thing. So whether that's because she's seen that and has influenced it by it, we can't say. But two people saying the same thing, two people that have not been treated well by the royal family.
A lot of similarities
The
here.
difference being Diana was lauded, quite rightly so, by the public. She was adored even after everything.
But
Um,
this one was walking
but
to the
Meghan has
same path.
been, yeah, but Meghan is hated for some reason. I don't understand it, and I think a lot of it does. And people might turn around and say you can't make these claims, you can't say this. I think a lot of it does come down to race and origin. She's not British. She's not white. She's not posh
Yeah, but
necessarily.
Diana was not posh as well.
Well, she was from a fairly well-off family, you know.
Yeah, but she was hated by the royal family as
Yeah.
well, and there must be a
Well, there
reason
was
for that.
lot into that. Well, the main thing being it was the affair, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But they another couple of things that I just wanted to talk about what she said that I found a little bit odd. Now, the reason I asked you is what you thought about the family is because I'm sure you were well aware of them growing up, even in Portugal.
oh yeah, yeah. It's
You knew who
it's a
they
thing
were.
that everyone talks
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
So you would know that there would be certain customs that you'd have to adhere to if you met them.
Yes.
So there was one point where she made the claim that Harry only suddenly asked her, they were due to meet the Queen for lunch, and he only asked her as she was arriving if she knew how to curtsy. And she said that she didn't know she'd have to do that. Now, everyone and then dog knows that you would have to do that with the Queen, right?
Obviously.
Apparently, but this is the other thing. Apparently, Meghan's been obsessed with the British royal family since childhood. Like she's adored them and always wanted to be a princess or whatever. Again, that's a claim made by her family and friends. Whether it's true
Yeah,
or not, we don't know. There could just be people out to try and damage her.
I think they're just trying to cash in on it.
Yeah, but there are photos of the girl in her teens outside Buckingham Palace and stuff, and she's always had a sort of
Wait, but who doesn't go to Buckingham
no, but
Palace when you're visiting London?
she's always apparently had some sort of um, interest in the British royal family. And if you had any sort of interest, however minor, you would know that you'd have to bow or curtsy.
Yeah,
Come
of
on.
course.
And it doesn't have to be our queen. That goes for every fucking
You do it
monarch
with the
across the
you do
world.
it with the Pope.
Yeah, it's not news. So I don't. For her to come out with that was a bit silly in my eyes. Maybe that's just trying to throw it a bit too much.
Maybe,
I mean, you've got
maybe.
all this other ammunition and evidence, which I believe you 100%. That bit's a bit far fetched for me to say
No, yeah.
that you didn't
Everyone
know that
knows.
and that
Everyone knows.
someone wouldn't have told you, you know. And even if Harry only asked you there and then, it's probably because he knows that everyone fucking knows that. The other point is they said that they have a really, really good relationship with the Queen still. So it makes me wonder who in the family made you feel this way?
But there's not many options.
Who said all these things about you? Now, there is a suggestion and a belief that it's it's William and Charles
Yeah,
that have been the real issue. Because
but
Harry's got a very strange relationship with his father now.
yeah, and also with William, they're completely apart
Yeah,
apparently.
he doesn't get on with William at all now, and it's all
Yeah,
to do with this marriage, it seems,
yeah.
and it's probably partly to do with Kate because by all accounts, Kate's a bit of a bitch.
Apparently, yes.
Yeah, which we'll get to that again in a bit, but it makes me wonder. There was a suggestion that it was William that made this comment to Harry about the skin color.
But there's also another suggestion that it was one of their cousins, the Duchess of
Yeah.
something.
Either
That
way, it seems like the lesser royals who are
yeah,
nobodies and probably a bit jealous that this woman's suddenly marrying and getting higher up the fucking chain than they are. Um, Probably a bit of that, but they have other things. Um, so they go back to the point of how people adore the royal family, and they'll attack Meghan with as much as can. The media, online trolls, it's non-stop. So you love the royal family. There is a paedophile amongst the royal family,
that nobody gives a shit.
and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, I know.
No one. There was a news. I think there was a news headline: 85 year, the worst um, trouble for the royal family in 85 years. And the last, I think they're talking about how there was basically a king before or after World War One that married a Canadian divorcee and abdicated the throne. Is it the guy? Maybe the guy from the King's Speech,
No,
King
yeah,
Edward, King
something
Edward
like
or
that.
something, and that's why the Queen's dad became king because his older brother abdicated.
Yeah.
And that's what they're referring to. And then, so I saw someone post on Facebook earlier the headlines of Prince Andrew or whatever his name is, the nonce, saying it didn't. That doesn't seem like 85 years ago. You know,
But
it's true.
that's the
This is
thing.
the problem.
Everyone
They're happy.
covered that one.
They would defend the royal family to the hilt when there is a paedophile amongst them that has been hidden for years. But you will hate someone purely because they married someone and you don't like the way they come across.
It doesn't
It's
make sense.
ridiculous. Back to the points she made. So she mentioned that there was a question about the skin color of the child,
Yeah,
and apparently the kid wasn't going to get the same protection and
and
security detail,
be a
or even
prince.
he wasn't going to get a title,
Yeah,
whereas obviously William's kids were. And I don't know how that works within the monarchy. It
it's the
seems a bit
queen who
strange.
decides. It's the queen who
Yeah,
decides it. Apparently,
maybe they can decide it's not getting a title, fine, but that's strange in itself, you know.
I don't
But
think she would do that. To be honest, the
no
queen. It's
protection.
it's
Or
a
I
great grandchild.
Well, no, there's a lot of thought that she's not the one. It was what's his name? Old racist man,
Who? Philip
Philip.
Charles?
Philip, that's making decisions like that.
I'm still surprised he's alive.
Because
Yeah,
there was people, these news outlets saying, "Oh, he's on death's door," and all of a sudden they're falling apart.
yeah.
There probably is a bit of truth to that, but this is the thing. So if they've got such a good relationship with the Queen, why isn't she's in charge of everyone? Start slapping a few people about. You know what I mean? Get your
She
house in
said
order.
she actually said that this will be taken into very high consideration, and whoever did it will have consequences.
Yeah, there was that statement. I don't know if you can bring it up. I had it somewhere.
Yeah, she said that I don't know. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said something like, "Wait, let me see if I can find it here." She said that it will be investigated.
That wasn't the Queen that made that statement. That was like just a statement from the royal house or whatever they call it.
Yeah, the Queen Elizabeth said the royal family will address allegations of racism within Buckingham Palace made by Prince Harry and Meghan in their. And what else does she say? Where is it? I'm trying to find it. It's just a little snippet here, but it doesn't say much. Yeah, she just says that they're gonna take this and investigate it because it's not acceptable.
Yeah. See, that's the thing with that. So they've obviously said that those remarks were made, but they won't say who it is and never will. Okay, fair enough. It's good that they've made people aware of this. I can understand their reasons for not doing it.
Yeah,
Protection of the person and themselves, because you know their hit squads can get you anywhere in the world. But it's also a bit leaves more questions than answers. Because if you're going to drop that bombshell, maybe we should start naming the people. You know, maybe
I
it
think
doesn't.
so.
Yeah. So, and people talk about why she wanted to get away, get the kid out of there. Maybe she didn't want to have her kid around a paedophile all the time.
That also makes sense,
They're
especially
just,
that she
yeah,
was pregnant of a second one.
which is a girl. So get it away from Nancy McGee.
That's another
Um,
one. I honestly don't know. All this is really, really weird. And I don't think we're going to have any kind of, let's say, closure on this because you'll never know who
no.
said it.
So then they were talking about how they got married 3 days before the televised royal wedding because they wanted it to be about them. And they were like, "Oh, we want it to be a small ceremony in our gardens, but we phoned up the Archbishop of Canterbury." Oh
Mm,
yeah, only a little fella down the road, vicar
yeah,
down the road, isn't it? But also that doesn't tie in with what they wanted. She's always wanted a massive wedding and be a princess. So why would she not want the huge fucking spectacle? And then they had the spectacle anyway because they had to. By the way,
it's
thanks for
mandatory.
that because pretty sure we've all paid a fair fucking whack towards that as well.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. You know, waste of our money. Obama had to fly there. Fine.
How many
Obama
famous
had to pay a
people
lot
were
of
here?
money for that ticket to get there. Okay, he
Fucking
can't
hell.
he can't take the fucking plane anymore, can he? The presidential one. But the other thing is I wanted to talk about is so basically this is from a news article. So for more than a year, there were tabloid rumours that Markle had driven Kate Middleton to tears during preparations for the wedding over a dress that Princess Charlotte, Middleton's daughter, would wear. Now, there was non-stop saying that Markle had done this, and this was more evidence that she was a bitch or whatever. Now, it turns out that Markle said that it was actually Middleton that made her cry, and that she later apologised and sent her flowers. In the interview, Markle said that Middleton is a good person and that there doesn't need to be a polarity in public perception of her and Middleton. She said, if you love her, you don't need to hate me. Very good point.
Yeah, makes sense.
Very good point. But there was a royal, I can't remember, one of the royal correspondents has come out and actually backed up her claim. So that Kate was Kate, and Kate's a bit of a fucking battle axe.
Apparently,
Apparently, Kate,
she's a fucking
yeah,
nightmare.
and apparently Kate and what's her name, Charles's Missus Camilla clashed, or
Camilla
either, yeah,
Parker, something.
Parker Bowles
Yeah,
clashed either before Kate and William's wedding or Harry and Meghan's wedding about tiaras.
they're all fucking bitches. That Camilla, that
Yeah.
Kate, they're all fucking
No,
lunatics,
it
man.
does seem that Charles has potentially turned his back on Harry.
Yeah,
And I saw a very good tweet about it. Someone tweeted that the only thing he's fought for in his family is his affair. He didn't fight for his wife, he didn't fight for his son, but he fought for his affair. A very good point there made,
yeah,
if it
it's
is
true.
true. One of back to this point, apparently how Meghan was obsessed with the royal family. One of her ex friends, estranged best friend or whatever. Now I think there's a bit of bad blood there, so this person's probably maybe making a bit of shit up just to get
Embellishing
in the
it a bit.
papers. But she said that Meghan wanted to become Princess Diana. She said Diana 2.0, she called it. She said that she's not shocked by their engagement. It's like she's been planning this all her life. She gets exactly what she wants, and Harry has fallen for her play. Now, that isn't the talk of someone who's your friend. That's the talk of
Yeah,
someone
and
who you don't like.
But wait, how the fuck do you get born in America, whatever, and you start planning since you're a child that you're gonna get married with
I
with a
don't think
fucking
married that you're
prince?
going to get married with. I think there you have those ideals, and probably young girls that dream about marriage probably have this idea of a princess type wedding, didn't they? But
Yeah, but it's not like getting
probably
married with a prince.
over exaggeration from the friend's part there.
It doesn't make too much sense.
Now,
But that's the thing. Just
yeah,
before you carry on, like you said, that she's saying like she wanted to be Diana 2.0, whatever, and that's again when Harry said something similar, like he didn't want the history to repeat itself, and
mm.
that she ends up like his mother, that had no support
He
as well.
said that before though. He hasn't said that. It wasn't just this interview. I've heard he
He
said that
said it
before.
several times
Yeah.
before, yeah,
Now
that he doesn't
that
want
made
that to.
people think that he knows something about what happened.
What happened to his mom?
Yeah.
Probably,
So there's probably
probably.
some dodgy stuff going on there. It's definitely not as black and white as it
But
seems.
because, dude, I still remember the circumstances she passed away, and it's dodgy as fuck, man. It's not on a car. It's not paparazzi chasing a car that you're
But it's
gonna
all the
run
other stuff
away.
that apparently there's alcohol in the fella's breath. Then suddenly he dies a few days or months later. The
It was a
car that
month later.
crashed into them disappeared and then was found in a rural France somewhere. Apparently, all of the CCTV cameras from
We're
that
not working.
in the Ritz or wherever it was to where they crashed weren't working. No police escort was available when there normally is for that type of thing.
Dude, and it was not only her, it was Dodi Al Fayed, that was
Mm.
one of the most powerful guys in the world at the moment. At that time. He was rich as fuck. He was what, a sheikh, wasn't he? Something
Well,
like
no,
that.
he's Mohammed Al Fayed's son, wasn't he?
Yes, Al Fayed's son, yeah.
He owns Harrods or owned Harrods, so he's
Headers.
a rich man. But he also owned Fulham for a time.
And it's impossible that that guy didn't have a security detail. There's something there
Yeah,
went
it's
wrong.
all a bit
Dodgy.
dodgy. But
Dodgy.
those are just some of the things that have been suggested. But onto the odious toad that is Piers Morgan.
Oof.
He used to have a personal relationship with Meghan Markle.
He
In her,
says that he didn't. He
no, no,
claims he didn't.
claims he didn't. He wrote an article in 2017 or something talking about it. How they started following each other on Twitter, started chatting privately, asking about all sorts of stuff within their lives. She'd share previews of an episode of her show or whatever, and then apparently she was in London and they met for a drink in his favorite pub. Suddenly she cuts all ties with him, and since that day he's done nothing but slaughter her
I
at
think he
every.
was a sleazebag on that coffee.
Let me tell you, do these not sound like the moves of someone who was rejected and can't handle it?
Yeah,
Because I am in no doubt that he tried something on with her and she was like, fuck off, you munter.
yeah. He
Slapped him
looks like
down and he didn't like it.
you look at him. He looks like a piece of shit,
Yeah.
anyways.
So I'm in no doubt that's what happened. And he's probably thinking because he's rich and famous, she's going to buy into it. She's obviously told him where to go. He couldn't handle it and has not stopped talking about her since.
And that's what the
He's
other guy said on the
he's
interview.
he's fucking obsessed with her.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the other guy said it, and he didn't like hearing the
that's why
truth
he
and walked
walked out.
off.
Yeah,
But everyone else has to sit and listen to your bullshit, pal. Fucking grow up.
he apparently he quit today or
Yeah,
yesterday,
because
something like that.
ITV told him to apologise.
Yeah. But he's a fucking idiot, man. It's not only for her. The amount of shit he talks about everyone is ridiculous. Like he has the biggest opinion in the world. His opinion is what matters of everything. And when he goes like, "Oh, I don't see the royal family being racists," and the other guy goes like, "But it's the way how she perceives it
Yeah,
that counts, not yours."
exactly. Well, that's what it was. Do you know who Trisha Goddard is?
Yes.
She used to host one of these like Oprah type shows. She's a black woman. I loved what she said to him. She goes, why is it always white middle class men like you telling black people whether they should feel like something's racist or not?
Yeah. She fucking killed him, dude.
Slaughtered him, and what a good point that
Literally.
is.
Literally.
You don't get to tell someone how a phrase or a word or a sentence or an off the cuff remark
How you
comes across
perceive
to them.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. Intention doesn't always mean that there isn't something malicious behind it.
Man, how many times look we can be me and you, we can be side to side. Somebody says something to you, you perceive it normally, I perceive it in a certain way, and I punch the guy in the face.
Yeah.
That can happen, or the other way around. We do not perceive the things the same way. Well, majority of the time we do because
Yeah.
we're kind of similar. But
No, but that's the
you
point.
know,
But as a whole, people don't. We perceive things, every single one of us perceives things in different ways.
that's why
And
it's
it's not
called
up to you.
feelings.
Yeah,
It's your feelings.
exactly. And it's not up to you. Even if this royal, whoever it was, has made a off the cuff comment saying, "Oh, I wonder how dark your baby's going to be," maybe meaning how, what skin tone they're
Yeah,
going to
just
have.
like a normal question,
Yeah.
not in a harmful way.
But
I
knowing
understand.
that these people have very to, sort of little to no social skills, they've probably said that exact sentence.
Yeah, and
And if
maybe they
someone
didn't mean anything by it.
doesn't matter, it doesn't, you can not
The
mean
way
something
she
by it.
perceives it.
Yeah. You can not mean something by a sentence, but it still be offensive or racist.
No, but come on. If you were imagine if this actually happened and you were in her place and somebody said that to you, what the fuck would you do? You'd be like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Are you fucking nuts or what?
The thing I don't get there is that apparently they said after that is Harry told Meghan what happened. But
Yeah,
then
that
I've
was
got,
said to Harry. That was
yeah,
said
and
to Harry.
apparently they think it was William that said it. Then
Yeah,
I have questions of, surely Harry confronted that person and said to them, "Shut your fucking mouth! Don't talk about my child like that."
man,
Did he not? It
I
seems.
don't know.
It just seems like surely. It just seemed the way he said, "I heard someone said this to me, and I went and told Meghan." Would you not stand up to the person?
Of
That's your
course.
child. Would you not be like, "Fucking shut your mouth"?
Yeah,
But
probably he
he did.
didn't. And
Probably he
that's
did. Yeah, but it just seems it didn't come across like he did.
yeah, but and that's probably why his dad and his brother don't talk to him because it probably was one of them. And he
Well,
just
his dad,
fucking said to
his
them, what the fuck are
brothers.
you doing?
William's not the rosy-faced hero that everyone portrays him to be.
He's also a fucking piece of shit, man.
Yeah. Well, there was apparently when that interview with his mother went out, and obviously he was a teenager. He watched it on his own in their private house or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was apparently fuming with her because of how she made the family look.
Really?
He was upset that his mother had been made to feel this way, but apparently he was furious that she'd said all this stuff.
Wow, what a fucking dick. But
Mm.
you know, another thing is now we're going
These
back
are
to the
rumors, but this isn't us saying this is 100% what happened. These are rumors and reports that come from apparent royal correspondents that are in the know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're going off what they've said, whether
Yeah.
it's true or not. But
But
but yeah, well, yeah, it's a bit of a weird scenario. Timing's a bit awkward with everything that's going on. But I don't disbelieve anything she said. I don't disbelieve she was made to feel that way. I don't disbelieve that racial remarks were made. I think everything she said was true. The interview was seemed a bit too set up. I, you'd think it would it'd be a candid
it
sort of conversation between friends.
it looked like it was rehearsed in a certain
Yeah,
way.
which I can understand to a degree. But even like dramatic pauses, you know,
It was weird.
so nothing
It was
against
weird.
what she said, and not claiming anything against her and what she said, but there was a little bit of acting going on in terms of the way they structured the interview, you know. But we'll move on from it. That's just our thoughts and opinions on it. I mean, everyone's got one. Everyone's probably making the same content and talking about it.
Well,
Final note, let's just make it very clear that the British press and online trolls are fucking scum of the earth. All odious people. People get into journalism. Are you really getting into journalism and your goal is to trash, abuse, stalk famous people? Really? Is that what you get into journalism for? Come on. And
I
these online
literally
trolls that hide behind a screen name and a fake profile picture, you know, you're a little dweeb. You need to get a life.
that's the worst part. Those
Well, we'll
the
talk. We're gonna the next episode we do, maybe next week or the week after. We're gonna talk about online trolls and what drives the people like that and what's the cause of it. But it's just odious, and these people are disgusting.
it's just fucking
But we'll move on. So we'll move on to what we were talking about just before we started the podcast. When I was talking about, I played a little bit of Phasmophobia the other day for the first time. Played it on my own because I'm waiting for you boys to get sorted.
that should be interesting.
It was terrifying, mate. Honestly, your headphones on, light off, and you can't hear nothing except your own footsteps and then random little snippets from the demon or ghost or whatever.
Random footsteps
You
as well.
you speak into this spirit box, and then suddenly you hear it speak. You're like, "Fucking hell!" And then you turn around and it's just there.
Jesus
Shit
Christ.
myself, mate. I ran out of the house. I guessed what it was and just dipped out. But I think it would be so funny with us boys doing it. Should be a good laugh. So we'll try and get you set up on it, and then we can try and have a go on that. But we'll move on. Let's talk about actually football for a bit, Bruno.
Oh yeah.
Actually, no. Let's talk about UFC.
Oh yeah. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Try and keep it brief, but go on.
Well, you want me to start?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Take the initiative.
Did you see the title fights last weekend?
Yeah.
What did you
I
think
don't know,
about
actually, was the
what?
Nunes one and the Adesanya one were title fights?
No, the other one as well. The what's his name? The guy
Yeah.
that
Petr Yan. Is it
yeah,
Petr Yan?
Piotr
Yeah,
Jan.
that's the one.
Yeah,
Let's
that
talk
one
about
was a
him.
good
Let's talk about
fight.
that one first.
It was a good fight. He in the first 2 rounds he seemed to be very very careful, but it was like what they were saying. He's always like that. He draws them in, and suddenly he just goes full on mental on them and fucks them all up. And that's what he did this time again. He just drew the guy in, suddenly out of nowhere punches him, starts going out, and I think he ended with a submission, if I'm not wrong. And
No, he got disqualified.
or was he? Oh no, he was disqualified. You're right. It was the knee on the
It was
face.
against Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah, you're right. That's the one. Did you? But that's the problem. His corner was saying, "Kick him, kick him, kick him," while he's on the floor.
Yeah, but that means like you do those leg kicks, don't you?
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not laying down on the floor. He's on his knees in front of him with his hands down.
Even if he's on the floor and they're saying kick him, that doesn't mean kick him in the head.
Yeah,
because it's an illegal move. They mean kick his body, kick his legs.
Did you see how he was after that, Sterling?
He was fucked.
He couldn't walk. He couldn't walk. He had a concussion?
It shouldn't have taken him that long to stop the fight, first and foremost. The doctor should have come in. The referee gave him the information. He said he's an illegal move. I don't think he's good to fight. The doctor should then turn around and say, fight's over. He assesses him. Are you okay? Can you fight? No. They only did
ages.
That, as the commentator said, as you know, what's his name? Cormier and
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan said, they only took that long to call the fight because it's a title fight.
But still, it should be called straight away. It's a fucking illegal.
He was fucked. Aljamain Sterling was fucked. And it must have been gutting for him to win the title like that.
He was crying because he didn't want to win like that.
He threw the belt on the floor and walked out.
And he walked out.
But what the hell is Petr Yan thinking?
I don't know. I literally don't know.
The ref said to him, stop, let him up.
The ref was next to him, and you can hear it because there's no people there, so you can hear it. He goes like, stop. He has his hands down. No defense, nothing.
Stop.
And he just looks to the side. And I think it was Khabib who said that. Khabib heard his corner going, just do it, kick him. And I'm like, what the fuck is going through their heads? He lost maybe because he's stupid, but also because his corner was stupid. What the fuck are they saying? Why would you say you have a guy on the floor, no defense possible, you're just going to fucking knee him straight in the face?
The thing is, he should have been, he has to be disqualified. But I don't understand the rules there. Can they not disqualify him and call it a no contest?
I think because it was a title fight, they would have to strip him off the title.
Yeah, but
because
you can strip him and then the title stays open, and then those two fight again for the title.
Like they okay, it's a vacant title.
Yeah,
it could be. I don't know.
I've not heard Dana White's thoughts on it, to be honest.
Actually, I didn't see what Dana said as well.
Because he normally, in those situations where it's happened before, he rips into the fighter.
I think he probably would have ripped into Piotr at this time, but
it was mental, crazy. The mentality there.
And you know what's the stupid thing? He had won the fight by then easily.
Oh, he probably would have gone on to win the fight.
It was what, last round, wasn't it?
No, it was only the third.
On the fourth round. It was championship round. Yeah, he could have he was winning the fight, and you could see that Aljamain was already getting tired because he started the fight really fast, moving actively around the octagon. But then, he does that shit and he loses everything. His defense title was one fight and he gets disqualified.
Well, that's what you get if you don't if you don't play by the rules. You break the rules, you get disqualified, and 100% you should be disqualified. But Aljamain Sterling wouldn't want to win the title like that. And
I think he
perhaps,
he will fight him again. But did you see? Did you see when they went to call the fight? He still puts his hand up.
yeah, that was a thing that DC and Joe Rogan were talking about again.
What the fuck are
The
you
fucking
doing?
audacity of it. I think Joe Rogan he sounded genuinely disgusted. He
Yes.
was like, "Put your hand down."
Why the fuck are you putting your hand up when you know that you've been disqualified and you're still going like, no, I won, I won, I won.
It takes
Fucking
some
killed
sort
him,
of
but I won.
takes some sort of cunt to do that. He'd have lost a lot of fans doing that.
I didn't even know who he was before his fight with.
Yeah, I saw him a while ago, but you know he would have lost a lot of fans, not only because of the antics within that round, but also the antics afterwards. But moving
Okay,
on, so the next fight was
Amanda.
who was she fighting? Meghan
Uh,
Anderson, was it?
Megan
Megan.
something, New Zealand girl. Amanda is an absolute beast.
But yeah, Amanda Nunes was the next fight. Who did she fight? Megan Anderson. That was it.
Megan, yeah, Megan.
That was a that was a one-way fight, 100%.
Mate, the thing is, you see when the fight starts, and you see Megan. You know she's scared because she knows it's Amanda.
She
But
didn't look scared at all. I didn't think she looked scared
no,
at all.
she had a bit of concern in her face, but you see it turning around the first time Amanda hits her. As soon as she hits her,
she started quite well.
yeah, no, she started
Both
nice. But as soon as she took the first hard punch from Amanda, she was like, "Oh shit, wait, this is like a fucking hammer."
Yeah.
Because that's what Amanda says. Amanda says, I've seen a few interviews from her in Brazilian, well, Portuguese, whatever. And
you've just slipped up big time there, mate.
yeah, I
You're
did.
Portuguese. Brazilians speak Portuguese, and you called it Brazilian.
They speak Brazilian Portuguese like Americans speak American English.
Yeah, it's still English.
Yeah, it's Portuguese. Well,
I've never called it American English.
Yeah, well, people do, but
that's another thing. America, get your own language.
Get your own language. But when she goes like, she said like, it's almost like Connor. She had an interview similar to what Connor said. Until you get hit by me, getting hit by anyone else in the division is nothing. But once you get hit by me, you will understand how much it hurts. And she just landed that punch literally on the side, and you can see Megan's face going like, "Uh-oh."
The thing is, from there the fight was over. She
was wobbly.
killed her.
She was wobbly straight away.
Killed her. It was the kicks to the legs that made her wobbly, but those hits to the head started coming in. But Megan Anderson was the contender.
Yeah, number one,
and looked
number one.
Nowhere near.
No,
well out of her depth. But there's no slight on Megan Anderson. She's a good fighter. There's no slight on her.
No. She destroyed everyone.
It just makes you think: how is there anyone within that division possible of beating this girl?
In the two divisions. Divisions.
She's a 2-division champion.
That's what Joe Rogan said. There are no rankings. There are no more rankings. It's impossible. The only fight that there are only 2 fights that Amanda can have that might be good for her and might give her some trouble. Valentina Shevchenko and the Chinese, what's her name? Weili. That's the only 2. No one else can fight her.
What weight class are they though?
They're so Weili and Valentina. I think they're below the below one.
So she'd have a weight advantage going down, possible power advantage.
The thing is, if she goes there, she's going to be the first woman to have 3 belts. Because she'll clean Valentina in a second.
Yeah, but Weili hits heavy. If you think about sort of the weight to power ratio, Weili hits heavy.
I don't know, mate. I really don't know.
Just look at Jedrzejczyk after that fight.
But you remember?
You've never seen Nunes do some of that to someone's head.
Not to someone's head, but she destroyed Cyborg. And Cyborg was the heaviest hitter.
Yeah, she was never that good a fighter, though, was she?
But she was a heavy hitter. And she hit her a few times.
You can be a heavy hitter and not a good fighter, mate.
Yeah, true. But
I'd like to see a fight between her and Weili because I think Weili would match her very well.
Probably, except on the ground. On the ground, she's fucked. Anyone's fucked with her on the ground. It's impossible.
You saw Jedrzejczyk couldn't get her to the ground.
Yeah.
So it'd be an interesting fight. And Valentina, I don't think she's going to be the pushover you think, bro. She's another one who looks untouchable in her weight division.
Who, Valentina? Yeah, she's a beast. She's an absolute beast, man. It
was a great fight. She's an incredible fighter, and at the moment, in those 2 divisions, there is no one near her.
No, they already said there's no one that can fight her now.
Yeah,
it's because she destroyed both divisions. There's no one even worth of having a title shot with her in this moment.
So after that was probably the big fight was Israel
Adesanya.
Adesanya versus Jan
I
Blachowicz.
had my money on Adesanya, to be honest, but the difference in weight made all the difference in the
I
fight.
think, do you know what, Bruno? We were talking obviously just before the fight. Me and you were talking about it, and we couldn't really say who was how favorite
No,
because we both know Israel. We've seen him fight so much. We like him as a fighter.
I've seen Jan
And he's a
fighting a
great
lot.
He's a great entertainer. But this was a step up in division
Yeah,
against an absolute fucking unit.
he's a beast, man.
Yeah,
He's made of concrete.
yeah.
You look, even the leg kicks that Adesanya gave to him were making no fucking
Oh no, they were.
difference.
They were in the early
No,
rounds.
yeah, but not as much as it would. You remember Adesanya against Paulo Costa?
Yeah.
He fucking destroyed his legs, and Paulo Costa is built as a brick, more or less like Jan. And Jan was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
keep
but
them
this is the
coming."
thing. Jan had the conditioning
Yeah,
where what's his face didn't.
who Costa
Yeah.
or Adesanya?
Costa
Oh, Costa,
Costa
yeah.
clearly didn't condition himself well enough.
Costa thought he was gonna win
You're
easily.
going up against a fighter who loves destroying your legs. You don't condition
Yeah,
your legs well enough.
yeah,
And then what
but
shows it is the fight because he battered you easily.
yeah,
It
and
wasn't
then
like you can turn around and say, "Oh, I condition
no, no,
myself."
no,
Well,
he
he
fucking
clearly
destroyed
did
him.
not.
Yeah, but this one, it was a close fight until third round.
Well, Adesanya, I thought starting off, I expected Jan to come at him, and he did
Yeah,
try to a little bit, but Adesanya kept him on the outside. He wouldn't let him get in, and he probably took the fever at least the first round, maybe the
nah,
second.
but you know why? You know why Jan didn't go straight at him? Did you hear his interview at the end? They asked him, "What were you expecting?" And he's like, "Oh, I was expecting him to be really fast and not hit hard." But at the end of the day, I was surprised because he hits hard and he was not as fast as I was expecting.
Well, this is what we was going to get onto that point about when we talk about Jan in this fight. Adesanya, very good early on, and by third round, whilst Jan was sort of back into it in that round, maybe he was chugging.
Oh, I think Jan only
Yeah,
started winning in the
and I
third
think
round.
we sort of started thinking he might be going at him. This might be over for Jan here if it
Yeah,
stays like this.
yeah, but then he went on top
Then he
of him.
started landing, and those were heavy hits, and you saw they started to hurt
Oh yeah,
Adesanya.
you
And
saw Adesanya when he took the first punch,
yeah,
proper punch. He was
and
like,
it's the
"Wait, wait."
fourth round especially where Jan took it, and we'll get into why. But Adesanya in that fourth round, he looked like his tank was emptying as well.
He
He
was,
was
he
starting
was
to breathe, starting to struggle,
mouth
and
open. He
because
was,
his
yeah,
takedown defense up until then was fairly decent.
yeah.
Then the takedown comes. That's it. He's on top of you.
That's what Jan said. I'm
Yeah,
heavier than him, so it makes all the difference if we're on the floor and
yeah.
I'm on top.
He
He will
couldn't get
not move.
out. He couldn't get out of the clinch on the ground.
Yeah,
He was had that weight on top of him. He was lucky the fourth round came when it did because he got if he could have got him into a hold,
yeah,
Adesanya was out. Fifth round comes and me and you both said Jan needs to fight exactly the same in
and
this
he
round,
did.
and he did. Gets him on the floor again. Adesanya can't do anything.
3 minutes,
Yeah,
3 minutes left when he put him on the
yeah,
floor.
and for a fight that started off so promising for Israel Adesanya with the first two rounds, you have to say, in terms of fighting intelligence and game plan,
Jan
Jan
was better.
Blachowicz was incredible
He was good. Yeah,
because he went into the first two rounds like he should have been, a bit tentative, not really knowing how this bloke's going to come. He worked him out, and then he hit him with his game plan, his trump card almost,
yeah.
and he won the fight, and he was phenomenal because he could have easily gone on the inside, started throwing heavy punches, and knocked him out,
Then
or
that's true.
tried to knock him out and potentially lost the fight
And
himself. But he was clever
just
about it.
see, it's the first loss that Adesanya had.
Yeah, and I think it looked like a bit too much of a step up.
It's too much.
Yeah,
It's not only that Adesanya, he's really good, but he's a skinny guy.
yeah, his
And
front
when you
came not
go
right.
and when you go to fucking light heavyweight, they're all fucking bricks already.
Yeah, I think he probably needs a bit more time to bulk up,
Yeah, because they're
more muscle
massive.
mass, and
Light heavyweight.
he'd probably be perfectly good in that division. Whether he'd be a champion in it, I don't know.
Yeah, but do you remember? Did you see the fight between Jan and Reyes? What's his name?
Oh, he battered him, Dominic Reyes. Yeah,
Fucking destroyed him, man. He did, and that's a guy that went with John Jones 5 rounds, man. And this guy destroyed them. I would like to see this guy fighting John Jones just to see what happens.
I think he wins.
I'm pretty sure this guy is there to stay. He's there to stay as the
We'll see.
champion for a while.
I'll be very interested in his next fight. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see Israel's next fight because if he's in his division, there's no one going to touch him. If
Right.
you ask me.
You're gonna no in his division, it's impossible. You know, it's there's no one close
But
to
we
Adesanya.
also want to talk about how I was really impressed with them afterwards. How humble they both were.
Yeah,
Because Israel Adesanya is a showman. We know that, and a lot of people might take that the wrong way and think he's cocky or arrogant.
but he's not.
But
I
he's
don't think
not.
he is.
I thought how they were afterwards was a really nice moment,
Even
especially
before,
the
man.
little jokes. I think Adesanya said something about
When he said, "I can be your bodyguard if you want," something
yeah, but I
like that.
think it's because he misheard what Israel said. I think Adesanya said something about he's got a really good guard,
Yeah, yeah,
and then he says, "Oh, bodyguards, you pay well,"
yeah. I can
and
be your bodyguard.
They
Yeah,
laugh about it. It's really nice. It was good though. It was a good fight, a good entertainment.
and both interviews
Yeah,
at the end, they're very respectful to
yeah,
each other.
definitely.
Even the
Yeah,
weigh-ins. Did you see the weigh-ins? The weigh-ins, it was very
yeah.
relaxed. No shit talking. No
They
trash
both
talking.
came across very well, very well. You know, they both seem very likable people as well.
Now I'm very curious to see Miocic against Ngannou.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be
Do
insane.
you know that's another one where I don't think you can turn around and say there's going to be a winner because there'll be a lot of people that be looking at Francis Ngannou,
Yeah,
see that he is a machine, knocks
yeah.
out everyone that comes
But
with.
what about Miocic?
Yeah, we'll get to him. But I mean, you see what he did. Ngannou did to Overeem for a start.
Over him.
Yeah,
What's the other guy's name? Jair Zinho.
yeah,
Destroyed him in seconds. It was not even a minute. It was seconds. Come
and
on.
he looks incredible. So a lot of people will be looking at him thinking he'll steamroller Miocic, but Miocic is
It won't.
one of the toughest men on the planet.
Yeah.
He has this never say die attitude about him. Even when he lost to Derek Cormier,
He was almost winning.
yeah, it could have gone either way in the end.
It was that
I think it was
punch.
a long time.
Just
Yeah, and he hadn't fought a long time before
yeah.
that one. But even you see the comeback fight, he dominated Cormier.
And even the other one. He
Yeah,
destroyed him in the other
and
fight.
I don't think you can call it. I wouldn't like to call it. I'm interested to see it because I like them both as fighters.
Yeah.
So it'll be a spectacle.
You
Is
know,
Derek Lewis on that card as well?
that's what yeah, he is. That's what I was gonna say. Lewis. I would
Derek,
like to see
yeah,
Lewis against Ngannou, just to see
yeah.
those
I think Ngannou wins.
he wins, but Lewis is a heavy hitter as well,
Yeah,
man. I think they're the
but
most powerful.
Cormier beat Derek Lewis twice. But
Yeah.
I mean, for me, Derek Lewis is actually my favorite UFC
He's the
fighter.
funniest guy. He's the funniest
Not
guy.
just because I think he's a good fighter, but because he's such a fucking hilarious bloke.
Do you remember my balls were sweating?
Yeah, mate, his Instagram game is sick as well. He's fucking hilarious.
He's good. And another one is there's going to be a good fight as well for Kamaru, I think. Usman is going to fight. Who's he going to fight again? He's fighting Masvidal again.
Really?
Yeah, but this time with proper preparation from Masvidal. It's going to be steamrolled again, but again, in that weight division, there's no one for Usman. It's
No.
impossible. You know, and apparently Khabib wants to return for one last fight.
Against who?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, maybe against Poirier.
I don't. Yeah, maybe. Who's the champion now?
Well,
It's still Khabib.
vacant.
It's vacant now.
Yeah, Khabib technically, but it should be as soon as he announced his retirement. It's been ages. He should be taken away from him. They did that
Yeah,
to Connor.
yeah, because that's what Poirier said. I beat Conor. I'm the champion.
Yeah, it's
So
true. He should be at least interim champion until Khabib makes his bloody mind up.
I don't know, man. I literally don't know. But yeah, the other fight we have to see it 27th of March, if I'm
Yeah,
not wrong.
that should be good. What do we want to talk about? Should we end on football?
Yeah, let's go on football. Football sounds good. I just saw that Milan scored in the last minute and drew against United. I think that's what it was saying here. Yeah, they scored on the 92nd minute.
Really?
Yeah, and Kessié missed a penalty on 12th minute. That's not too bad. Arsenal playing against Olympiacos. Hope they lose. Motherfuckers.
Mate, what's happened to Deportivo La Coruña? They've been relegated to the Spanish 4th division.
So, how many years I haven't heard from them? The last time that I really heard from them was when they went to the semi-finals of the Champions League and lost against Porto.
They're in the third division of Spanish football, and they may be going down to the fourth.
I think they had some financial problems, didn't they? Something
Yeah,
like
but
that.
come on, what a fall from grace!
Who
Hasn't been
was
that long, has it? I think in
what
the mid-2000s they were like Champions League contenders.
2000s? Yeah, because
The
they
likes of
used to have a good
Tristan,
team.
Roy Mackay.
Yeah, Mackay. They had a good team.
Who's that midfielder? Valeron.
Valeron, yeah. But then they stopped having good players there.
Well, money
It's
was definitely a part of it, but a lot of teams in Spain have those issues, but they always seem to come up and down. But
did you see the game yesterday? Barcelona, they could have easily smashed
do you know
PSG.
what? I saw it. I saw most of it. But Barcelona, in terms of the football they played, it was very good to watch.
Yeah,
They played very well, and they could have scored a lot of goals.
yeah, but
I
they
thought
have a problem called
Navas
Dembele.
Navas had a very good game,
Yeah, Dembele had a shit one.
but also, yes, and you can't knock PSG. Mbappe was nowhere to be seen apart from a penalty. Levin Kurzawa is an absolute dog shit player. I don't know how
Who?
he gets into any team.
Which one? Kurzawa. Yeah,
Absolute
he's.
shite. How
But
did
that's
he?
also that's because the other guy's not playing. What's his name? Usually plays. He was in the bench with Neymar.
Diallo.
No, the Brazilian guy. Brazilian or I think it's Brazilian also. But I don't. I forgot it. He came from Bayern. You remember he used to play at Bayern and he's now on PSG. I forgot his name. Doesn't matter. But did you see the?
Rafinha.
No, 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 not Rafinha, not Rafinha.
Mate, I
Did
don't
you
know who you're talking
see?
about, but they brought on Diallo at left back.
Yeah.
So
Did you see the goal from Messi? What a fucking shot,
yeah.
man! No chance at
But
all.
the thing is,
No
they were
chance.
out of it in the first leg. Come on, they weren't. They weren't going to do that again.
No, no. It was.
The
It
way
was.
they're playing, they might have done it a few years ago, but the way they've been playing this year, there's no chance of them overturning that.
No, everyone was thinking they were going to do the same thing they
So
did
the
to
funny thing
PSG before.
is, the games the day before that, bye Juventus again, never going to win a Champions League. They've bought the most expensive player in the world and they still can't do it. Well, not the most expensive, but
Well,
one of the most.
think
A
about
Ballon
this.
d'Or winner on regular occasion and they still can't do it.
Yeah, but he cannot do everything alone there. If the
But
other players
their
are
team
shit,
should be
what can
more
he
than
do?
good enough. Got all their players.
They don't do
They
fuck
went
all,
out to
man.
Porto. You've seen what Porto are doing in your division.
Yeah,
At the
Porto
moment,
is.
they're dog shit. How are they
Yeah,
winning that game?
the,
Sergio Oliveira scored 2 goals against them. Did
and they're
you see the
blaming.
free kick that went in?
Yeah, they're
One
blaming
of the worst
Ronaldo on
free
that
kicks I've
one.
ever seen. Did you see the free kick? He's not even
Yeah,
hit it hard. He's just
no,
hit
he
it
hits
low
it
along the
low.
wall. How
Yeah,
Szczesny doesn't save it because he sees it because it doesn't come to him for about 10 years.
yeah,
It's about 10 years from it leaving Oliveira's foot to it getting to Szczesny and he still lets it in.
I know, and everyone in Italy is blaming Ronaldo, saying, "No, he's it's his fault. He
It's a
jumped."
jinx.
Everyone fucking jumped, you idiots! It's not Ronaldo's fault. Everyone that was on the
Yeah,
wall
but that
jumped.
wasn't the goal that knocked you out either. You were still going out.
Bah, did you see that goal? The first goal of Chiesa.
Yeah, it was a great finish.
Oh
He
man,
should have scored a few.
who Chiesa? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, easily. But they also had that, that ball in the bar at the end of the game would have won the game for them. I think they were a bit unlucky as well. Juventus against Porto this game.
Doesn't matter. You went out, mate. Play shit, go out.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Lost the
yeah.
first leg
That's it.
for a start. That's embarrassing enough.
Now I think every English team is like Porto, Porto, please, please, Porto.
Maybe. I don't know.
But
You
if
get
they
to
get,
those stages, there's no easy games.
that's the thing. We saw them playing against City, and it wasn't that easy for City to win against Porto.
Interesting to see what happens this year. I think Bayern are odds-on favourites. I don't really see anyone else good enough. City are fantastic. They're doing brilliantly in the Premier League like they always do, but it's Europe. They don't do well.
Yeah, I don't want
I'd
to
be more
put the
surprised if City went and went on to win it than
yeah.
them not winning it.
I would like to see Dortmund getting the final, man.
Nah.
Haaland is scoring goals
What's
for
the point?
fun
What's
again.
the point of watching Dortmund in the final? You know they're going to lose.
It depends against who they play.
It's going to be Bayern Munich Dortmund final. Dortmund lose.
Yeah, as usual.
They're struggling to get into fourth in their division.
Did you see the game last weekend?
Without Haaland, they're fucked.
They were playing against Bayern 2-2, and suddenly out of nowhere, Lewandowski.
Nowhere, Robert Lewandowski happens.
Yeah, a
Like
hat trick.
nice.
Fuck,
But this is a problem. You take Haaland out of Dortmund, there's no goals.
Yeah, that's true.
and they
But
will lose at the end of the season.
the guy's a beast, man. The guy's a beast. He did in what in 14 games he scored more goals than anyone else with his age. And even Ronaldo and Messi took until they were 20 something to score the same amount of goals, and he already scored it. Like it's easy.
But yeah, I don't know who's going to win it. I think
Maybe
see
Bayern.
a
Maybe
few weeks
Bayern.
before that, obviously there's the other games. I thought my team Chelsea played very well. Should have probably won by more than 1-0, but 1-0
Yeah.
away from home against a team like Atletico is a very good result.
When are you playing next week?
Yeah, I'm confident. But see where we get in the next round.
Oh, you've been
The
playing good.
race for the top four in the Premier League is more interesting than anything else at the moment. There's about 10 teams that can do it. Would you reckon Liverpool going to manage it?
No. I don't think. Well, I don't know. You know what? Jota is back, so it makes a big difference for them in the front. It's true. It's true. When he was playing actually
off the bench.
Yeah.
Look, Liverpool's problem at the moment is similar to Dortmund. If Salah doesn't score, Liverpool don't win.
Yeah. Mane isn't scoring.
You can talk about injuries all you want. They haven't got any more injuries than everyone else. It just so happens that their injuries are all in the same position.
That's not
anyone's
problem.
You're banking on two or three centre backs being the reason you don't lose football matches. You need to look at everyone else, but they need to look at the bigger problem, which is the fact that the other players aren't scoring. There's not enough goals from midfield, and the other two have stopped scoring as well.
Yeah, and some of them will leave for sure. Wijnaldum ends his contract this year.
You heard what Klopp said. He said there's no players at this club that, if we don't get Champions League, won't want to play for us if you don't get out.
Yeah,
fair play to him for that. But we'll see what happens. It's very interesting. The likes of West Ham and Everton doing extremely well.
Everton, Everton, West Ham. I'm surprised that United won against City.
They always seem. Listen, Solskjaer always seems to win against City, but it's like polishing a turd. You're still 18 points behind them.
Less now, right?
It's more. It's about 18. Chelsea.
I thought it was 13.
They're 4 points ahead of Chelsea, and Chelsea, I think, are 22 points behind City, or
really?
25.
I thought they went to 13 points.
I don't think so. They're miles behind. But this is the other thing. United aren't guaranteed top four. They're only Chelsea are fourth, I think, and they've got 4 points behind United.
And they still have tough game. Well, any game in the Premier League is tough.
Leicester are not getting top four. Count them out. I don't care. They're third. They might be third, but
but they will. They might fuck up someone. They will. Chances to go to fourth.
Nah, they're not getting top four. They're third at the moment.
But what I'm saying is, even if they don't go to top four, they can fuck one of the other teams that tries to fight for top four and then gets fucked.
But Leicester, you never know. That's what they did. They did this last year. They stayed in the top four for so long, and then they finished like sixth. It's going to happen again.
Maybe.
It will.
City wins.
It's what they do. Oh, City have won it. It's boring. Let's not talk about City.
Now it's just second, third, and fourth.
City have won the league. Yeah. They've been fantastic. They've won it. Done.
Now it's literally second, third, and fourth place that count.
And the relegation battle's more interesting. Sheffield United are gone. Good riddance.
Bye-bye.
Joking. I don't really care. I don't.
Nobody gives a shit, man.
I don't dislike Sheffield United at all, but they're gone. The manager's a bit of a whiny old sod, but
yeah, a little bit.
Who else is going down? I think West Brom are probably gone.
I think Brom will go. Yeah, is Allardyce there now, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to make a miracle,
mate. No. Allardyce, that's what.
Allardyce.
But Fulham are actually in form, so that I think they could get out.
Yeah,
Is it Newcastle? Is it going to be Newcastle, Brighton, Burnley?
It's a lot of teams that can go down, and it's still a lot of teams that can be in the second, third, and fourth place. This shit will go until the last day. Trust me.
Yeah.
It will be last day of the season.
It'll be interesting little run-in. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what comes of it.
What place do you think you're going to end?
Chelsea.
Second?
Third, at least.
And what do you think second? United?
Probably. They've the points gap. They always seem to find decent results when they need to.
Yeah.
And they're not a bad team, to be fair to them.
No. They're not playing bad. Who do you think is going to end up in fourth? That's going to be a nice fight.
I think Everton.
I'm pretty sure Everton or West Ham. One of them will
claim. Yeah, I reckon it will be Everton or West Ham, but I think
you say Everton, I'll say West Ham.
Okay.
I think West Ham has everything to be in fourth.
I don't think I could deal with David Moyes being in the Champions League with a West Ham team.
I don't think anyone can deal with David Moyes being on the Champions League with any team.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it is.
But yeah, fair play to them. They're playing fantastically, and I think they could do it. They could do it. I think it's between them and Everton. I do think Leicester are going to drop out.
Probably.
And that's nothing against Leicester. They're a fantastic team as well. But
What do you think Liverpool goes to Europa League? I really hope they don't. I really hope they don't.
Why?
Because I fucking hate them. I fucking hate them. I really hope they don't even get close to European
I think they'll get
places.
Europa League. I think they'll get Europa League.
And I hope they lose straight away in Europa League if they do it. They don't even go through the fucking group with the shittiest teams ever.
We'll see what happens next year. I mean, I think I don't think Liverpool get in top four. I
They
think
won't.
they'll get Europa League, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with transfers as well, because that is something that you need to take into account when the new season starts.
Yeah. Wijnaldum is probably going to Barcelona.
Yeah, but he's not a big loss, is he?
No, I don't think so.
Is Genio Wijnaldum irreplaceable?
No, for me, the two players that are more irreplaceable there is Robertson and Alexander.
I don't think Alexander Arnold is irreplaceable.
Robertson more than him for sure.
As a defender, Alexander Arnold is fucking shit. As an attacking fullback, he's fantastic. He's probably the best in the world. But as a defender, he's a liability.
Yeah, he's
That's why
not the.
a lot of people see him moving into a midfield position in the future, and it'd probably be more like his style of play. If you haven't got that responsibility
Sure.
of defending,
I
but
saw on the
yeah,
news today that Matic wants to go back to Benfica.
I'll let him go. He's not going to improve your team.
No shit. Thank you for reminding me.
Basically, like having Facer, but a little bit older.
The good thing is now, thankfully, we have a decent center back, better than Otamendi. Jesus Christ. That Brazilian guy, Lucas Verissimo, he's actually good. He's actually good. He's like...
How's it going with you lot? Sporting still dominating?
Sporting still in first place. Last week we won 3-0 against Belenenses. Finally, we started playing football. Let's see if we keep it that way.
A bit
At
of a bogey
least
team for you, aren't they, Belenenses?
we always have problems with them. Always. This time was the easiest one we had with them. But now we have the tough games, man, because we're fucked now. We have Guimarães, we have Boavista that we lost against them. We have Porto, we have Sporting at the last game of the league is against Sporting. We still have Braga. Man, Braga is playing football like no one. If anyone can be champion, is Braga. If Sporting is not, Braga is going to be champion. I think it's the fight for the third places between Benfica and Porto. 3 points separate. And I think everything will be decided within the small games. It's not even against Porto. It's in the small games that we're fucked.
Yeah.
So,
I think that was sort of similar for Chelsea, really. If we looked at 4 or 5 games ago, you looked at our running, we had probably the toughest running out of the teams vying for Champions League.
yeah.
And this is where I think Tuchel's done a very, very good job with these group of players, because this is no slight on Frank Lampard and his managerial tactics, but the 4 games that we just played, Liverpool, United, Atletico, Everton, with Lampard in charge, we lose those games, and not only do we lose them, we get battered.
You would have lost the 4 games, for sure.
And in all 4 of those games, we've conceded 0 goals, and we've won 3 of them.
The thing is, Tuchel is probably the best coach you could have hired at the moment.
Yeah, he's done a very good job. Very, very good job.
He's good. He knows what he's
Mason
doing.
Mount is. Have you seen this kid right now?
Fucking beast, man.
He's unbelievable.
Beast. He's insane. But if you can even see, okay,
Did you see
Werner,
the goal? Did you see the goal against Atletico? By the way, first of all, what a finish from Giroud. But
yes,
Mason Mount's build-up play. He goes past like 3 of them.
he destroys them.
Yeah.
He destroys them completely. But you know what's the thing? before Tuchel, you would see like Havertz, Werner. They were all like not even pulling their weight.
Havertz was fantastic against Everton.
Yeah, and now out of nowhere, when he came, they all started playing. Even Werner is not scoring too many, but you can see he's different. He's insisting.
This is the thing. Werner's not scoring as many goals as maybe people expected him to. He's not an out-and-out striker. He's a forward, but his all-round gameplay is phenomenal.
I love him. He's a good player.
He's a fantastic player. I'm sure he'll be even better next year.
I'm sure.
Ziyech's struggling a bit, but he does in a few games. He showed a lot of good quality, and I think it's a matter of time before he kicks on as well.
I think it's give them.
The other thing is though, Ziyech's not really sort of player that fits the Tuchel system that he's adopted.
No.
So we'll see how that progresses. But Hudson-Odoi is playing fantastically.
That's not even
Ben Chilwell's playing well.
everyone. I think
It'd be
everyone that you guys have is playing.
good to get Thiago Silva back, but again, Christensen and Rudiger have been playing really well.
And even Aspilicueta when he
He's
plays,
actually
and
probably been the worst of the bunch.
yeah, but he's still good. That's the thing. He came in. He has experience, older guy. You
But
know.
when Thiago Silva back in, I love that guy.
I really hope he plays this weekend because I have him already on my fantasy team.
Yeah, he might do. He's supposed to be fit again. So.
But that's the thing. He's probably your best center back.
He's phenomenal at his age.
He's the best. There's, you know, if you look back to the Brazilian center backs that used to play him and David Luiz together, he's miles away from David Luiz now, and he's older, but he's miles away, much better than Luiz.
Yeah. But
I
this
don't
guy
know
was
what.
playing the Champions League final only last year, and people write him off because we got him on a free transfer.
That's what I call a smart investment.
Yeah, but do you know what these people that write older players off as soon as they get to a certain age, or they start moving for low prices or free transfers?
Do you remember Ballack?
Yeah, but these people get their information from fucking FIFA. They play career mode. They sign Giroud. He starts off rated 82, and within a year he's 78.
But that's not reality.
It isn't reality. No player drops that quickly. You know, unless you're Bastian Schweinsteiger.
Okay, yeah. But look at Ronaldo, look at Messi. Yeah. They're old, they still play like there's no tomorrow, man.
Thiago Silva's 36 and he's still playing at the highest level.
You could make a team.
On these people. Look at Giroud. Giroud is one of the most underrated players of all time, if you ask me.
Yeah.
This guy's a goal machine. And his age to be pulling off those ridiculous fucking overhead kicks.
Dude, nowadays, you could actually make a team of players above 32, 33 that would win you a Champions League easily.
Yeah.
Easily. Ronaldo, Messi, Benzema, Giroud, Thiago Silva. How many? Marquinhos. My goodness. You make a team.
Is only 28.
Yeah. But still, fuck it. We can put him there because he's getting old.
What, is he youth player, is he?
You put Buffon in the goal, and you still will win the fucking champion. Trust me, you will win it. You will win it. Aspilicueta playing, whatever you want to put there, put him there. It's insane.
But I'm interested. It'd be interesting running to the end of the season. Let's finish it there. That was just so we've spoken about the interview.
I just want to drop a little thing. Today we didn't do the weird news, but I just wanted to look at just a little remark. The TV show Naked Attraction.
Oh mate, you're obsessed with that show.
No. It came up here on the.
Bruno, you're obsessed with that show. Fucking hell.
Dude, this news is funny. So a male contestant had to be removed out of the set because he was having an excited manhood.
He had a boner.
Yeah, he had a fucking boner in the middle of.
He was the one that was on display.
Yeah,
and he'll rock on. Well, nervous boner, that isn't it?
I don't know, man. I literally don't know, but it's fun.
Ask James Fazakli all about those.
Oh my god,
awkward boners.
I think, I'm pretty sure it was James that was his court. He didn't want to say anything to us, but it was James for sure.
Right, let's we'll end it there. Thank you for joining us again, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe on YouTube, hit the bell notification, listen to us on Spotify and Apple, and do whatever. I think you can like it on there, I suppose. I don't know.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you want.
Rate us 5 stars everywhere. 10 stars if there's more. Rate us highly. We're brilliant. This isn't shit.
This is quality shit.
This is quality. All right? This is fucking premium quality content, and you're getting it for free.
For now. Wait until we're famous.
Until we get those big contracts come through. And then we'll forget you all instantly.
Oh my god. Well.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.